Hi guys, Daniel Hastings here, David Geary with me as well for the February MMJ video blog. It's been an interesting new year, I've got to say.
Definitely has.
I think we're definitely, I guess it's been reaffirmed traditionally. I think New Year is a pretty busy period, and it has been somewhat busy, but I think you've got to acknowledge too that it's certainly not as dramatic as it was this time last year.
Definitely.
Less inquiries and less inspections, but I think also last year was extreme, to say the least.
Definitely was.
So I think a lot of people's memory, both in the game and out in the marketplace, are probably forgetting what the normal atmosphere of a market, I should say, is like. So it's been an interesting one. In saying that, even though it might not be as extreme as it was last year, we had a couple of good auction results. David, you had a good one in Mount Ousley.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. And besides that auction results, but I think where the market's going at the moment, we've noticed a massive fluctuation in the marketplace. I'm not saying up, not saying down, just that even all the statistics coming out are varying. We're seeing some stats coming up in 1 week saying a 75% success rate, and all of a sudden we get the clearance rates of 59%.
Yeah.
So it is showing that the market is just adjusting. There's more stock on the market. There's still plenty of people looking, as you're aware, but not as many as last year.
Yep.
So we are noticing a change. That said, I think it's becoming good for both buyers and sellers.
Yes.
I still think the buyers are having a better chance to get out in the marketplace,
Definitely.
have a bit of time to really look at what they're looking for, not be pressured anymore.
Yeah.
Still have to make a decision, as we mentioned last time, because things are still selling.
Yes.
It's just taking a longer time.
Yep.
And the vendors are aware that they have to be a bit more accountable in pricing, a bit sharper,
Definitely.
and live today and not what it was yesterday as well.
Yeah, that's history, and a dramatic history it was for probably 4 years all up. But that was probably in my 24 years in the game now, and you're 30 odd. We won't say exactly years, will we, David? But obviously in our periods in the industry, we haven't seen it as dramatic. I don't think a peak in the market cycle. So from that point of view, she was extreme stuff. Still very doable now, very workable market, and I think we'll see still some good things to be happening this year.
Sure. I won't be able to give you the stats yet because the stats come out in every quarter.
Yeah.
So obviously we have to have January, February, March this year to have the quarters all finalised and get the statistic.
Yeah.
But what is actually showing at the moment that we are still running around 0 to 2%. Which means obviously it's not. Yeah, if you look at it over the whole marketplace, I'm saying it's 0 to 2. There are some markets that are going -2. There's some markets going +3 and +4. So not at an average.
We're saying value growth there, by the way.
In growth. So, which is still a good thing.
Absolutely.
And I'm just mentioning, go back into the auctions as well. Like we've been quite successful with the MMJ group. As I say, the stats around the area have fluctuated between 59 and into the 70s, and we've been pretty well close to 100%.
Yep.
But I think that's all about us being very careful
Selective.
on what we auctioning the right property at the right time.
And I think when you're talking about the auction situation too, it's not a matter of just picking the right properties, but also making sure that it's handled the right way.
Correct.
Certainly, I think you've got to be hands-on. I think you've got to be very focused on the individual property. In fairness, I don't think a big property event of 15, 20 groups, properties rather, is going to be very focused, quite frankly. So be them on site, or if you are doing them in rooms, keeping the numbers reasonable so that the agent can devote proper attention to it, and that's certainly been our strategy. I think that's worked well and given us high percentage sale numbers as well.
Definitely.
Which, getting back to my point about Mount Ousley, was a good case in point there.
It was, yeah.
You're probably a healthy campaign without being spectacular as far as inquiry numbers are concerned.
Definitely.
But all the same, a lot of bases covered there, which got the result under the hammer.
Yeah, and look, it's an old-fashioned home. It's been the family since the 1950s, so it was the original thing. And it was not the normal thing in the marketplace, but I said, when we got the inquiry levels that were there, they worked very well. The vendors were realistic, the buyers were realistic, and we got a great result for that over there.
Yep.
All right.
So, and the other auction, which was a pretty spectacular one for February, was 102 Carter's Lane in Ferry Meadow.
Down near the beach.
Also, very good owners, much like the Mount Ousley one, but excellent sellers to be dealing with at Carter's Lane. and that was opposite Tom Staunton Park, which is just adjacent to Ferrymeadow Beach there.
Fully renovated, wasn't it, Dan?
Fully renovated. So it was, as I've said to other people before, it was almost a rebuild without being quite that. But yeah, wonderful auction event, really nice crowd, good numbers through.
And the result
the result was 954,000. So for a smaller 3-bedroom cottage, and acknowledging Carter's Lane is not exactly a quiet street as well.
Right,
I think that's a great, albeit a great property for what it is. I think it shows still that there's market strength there when things are done right as well.
Correct.
Yeah.
All right.
I
think that might be a wrap.
Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in next month's vlog.
Cheers.